All right, the next project is called making sketches. So you go to the course page and the topics, go down to project 2, making sketches and CAD modeling features. The first link here is to a shared drive. We're not going to need this yet. It's got some files that you're going to use. Once we get to those, I'll remind you how to get to these. It'll probably be another week before you guys get to start using those. What we're going to do is we're going to go to this one, the instructions. All right, it's an old project lead the way project activity. What you're going to do is you're going to learn how to use all the different sketch tools. You know, you can read through this and so on, but I'll get you guys started here and show you what I'm expecting. I'm going to close some of this other stuff up in the background. I want minimal stuff open right now. So, first thing we're going to do down here, the 19 exercises. You're going to make a new CAD file. You're going to replicate these images. Some of them you're going to manipulate existing files. You're not going to save the CAD file individually. You're going to take screenshots of your sketches. So you're going to open a new part. So go into Inventor, open a new part. You're going to start a 2D sketch. Doesn't matter which plane you started on. And then you're going to work through and kind of replicate these shapes. So for the spline, for instance, there's two different types of splines. There's a control vertex and interpolation. So I'm going to draw two of these with control vertex and two of them with interpolation so I can kind of practice using the different tools. All right. I'm going to draw one down here. And it doesn't need to be exactly the same as the drawing. You should be trying to roughly copy it. It does say something about trying to make the same number of points that they used, which, you know, isn't a bad idea. But now I'm going to try the other spline, the interpolation spline. I'm just working my way through here. The interpolation can get kind of wacky looking until you connect it back together. That's that. So now what I'm going to do is going to take a screenshot and I'll put it in a Google Doc. So I'm going to go docs.google.com. I'm logged into Chrome here. Let's start a new blank document. We'll call it Engineering 1, Making Sketches. All right, and I'm going to take a screenshot over here. So there's a couple ways to take a screenshot. One, well, there's actually 3 different ways. You type in snip into the menu bar down here. If you're on a Mac, you're using Fusion 360. I have to make a different video for you guys anyways, but you're going to do snip and sketch. You can also do snipping tool, but according to Windows, that's going to go away. According to Microsoft, that's going to disappear. So snip and sketch opens up the app. You hit new, and I'm just going to highlight this area I just sketched in. And then up in the top right, there's a button that says copy. I hit that. And then I go back to my Google Doc, Control V, paste. Now, you're going to want to shrink it down a bit so you can get more than one drawing per page. You know, if you don't, you'll only be able to get one per page. You want at least 2 per page. I'm going to name it now. I'm going to call it number 1, spline 2. Spline 2. All right. Then I'm going to do the next task. Now, the other way you can screenshot, I'll go back to here, hit escape on the keyboard. You don't have to start a new sketch. You don't have to start a new part. Just go click the hand over here on the right and drag it over, or zoom out a little bit if you want. Drag it over and just get yourself a blank part of the sketch screen. So now I go back to the instructions for making a sketch, and I do these. The circles and the arcs. So circle, center point circle, that's up here. Center point circle. I draw that, and it's two of them concentric. Alright. The tangent circle, that's our other way that we can draw a circle. So basically we're just working through these different tools here. We didn't do a bridge curve. That one's kind of interesting. So we did center point circle, now we're going to do a tangent circle. To do a tangent circle, you have to draw 3 random connected lines to start off. Alright, hit escape. So then I go here, click the arrow, tangent circle, click the 3 lines, and it'll automatically make that circle tangent. And you might say, like, okay, well, why would I ever want to do that? Well, because then you could trim, you can make kind of a cool looking club shape, right? Now you got kind of a cool looking shape like that. But anyhow, you don't need to do that, just hypothetical. Ellipses. The first time you click an ellipse, it's going to be the center of it. So the click, and then you drag the axis, the semi-major axis, and that's the minor axis. So center line, and then you can put it in any direction. That's the point of this. All right. So now I'm just going to quick show you the other way to take a screenshot. You could hit print screen on your keyboard. That'll take a screenshot of the whole desktop, and then you can crop it down in Google Docs. Or you can hold down the Alt button next to the space bar. Hold down Alt, then print screen. It doesn't look like it does anything when you do that, but what it just did is it took a screenshot of the Autodesk Inventor window, the active window. Alt print screen takes a screenshot of the active window. Then you go over your Google Doc, Control V, paste it. You might want to crop it down, you know, and if you got to crop it anyways, then it might be easier just to use the snipping tool. So to crop, you do crop image. You don't have to crop it down. You can leave all that in there, but you just got to make it, you're going to have to make it smaller though, so you can get more than one. Then just hit enter and it crops it down. That one's called the number 2. What did it call it? Circle and ellipse. Circles and ellipses, and so on. You keep working your way through, and I'll make more videos kind of when you need help. This one's pretty self-explanatory. The arc, you have to draw this line and this line first. You don't need to type any of the words that you see in here. The filleting one is pretty simple. Fillet tools up here. Chamfer, it's pretty straightforward, but there's actually a couple options. You got to hit the chamfer tool here. These are actually 3 different types of chamfer. When you chamfer something, there's actually 3 different ways to chamfer these 3 boxes. This is the upper right corner, this one's the bottom left corner, and this one's the bottom right corner. So you can zoom in on this and see what those different things are. You'll notice when you do this one that the order you click things in matters. So anyhow, all right, I'm going to stop there and help the kids in class here. Talk to you later.